Tonight's final speaker, Mr. David Weisberger, is an extremely gifted, determined, and sensitive young man. He has been a member of the Battle of the Brains team for 4 years and has pursued various interests outside of Tucker's walls. He has a passion for music, literature, and film. In fact, he plays several instruments and devotes a great deal of time to reading. David will study physics at Columbia University in the fall, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you the valedictorian of the class of 2003, Mr. David Weisberger.
In truth, I feel somewhat awkward to be elevated to this position of distinction, since every member of this class is undoubtedly as able and qualified as I to be giving this speech. But since I do have the opportunity and privilege to speak, I would like to say a few things. After today, the winds of time will inevitably scatter us like leaves across the globe. In all probability, this is the last time that this class of 2003 will be assembled in its entirety. So I feel the need to say something poignant, something memorable, the need to say goodbye and to offer a few words of wisdom for the parting. In recent days, I caught myself wishing that I had school tomorrow. Usually, any weekend or break from school was a much appreciated respite from school's tedium. But with the knowledge that I had no school approaching, no more tests or quizzes, bells and whistles, discussions, and most prominently, the youthfulness which has surrounded us every day, I was taken aback. Despite the fact that at times there may have been a few qualms with school, perhaps a slight resentment towards a particular teacher, some friction with a subject, fear of a test, frustration with education in its entirety, there was always comfort there. There was support and regularity and security. In school, we were allowed to be and expected to behave as kids. We were looked after, no longer. This is the end of our safety net, the end of our childhood, I guess. Although the bells that tolled throughout the day may have driven us crazy, they always rang and told us where to go. We knew when a bell rang what it meant and what was to ensue. Well, there aren't any more bells. There are no more class periods and lunchtime and parking lot fiascos for us ever again. You could say that that is liberation, but it's also a pretty scary thought. We have been caught up in this web of educators, the system, for about 13 years, and for all its problems, it was always there and stable. But now, who knows what may become of us? It's like we are freshmen all over again. The bell has rung, and we have no idea where to go. Today did not arrive spontaneously. Today represents not only the graduation from high school, but also from the entire educational system through which we have been pushed. From the earliest days in our elementary schools, this day was the goal, the end result of the years of learning and climbing. We have grown in size and maturity, in knowledge and in responsibility. Today, all of this growth has come to a head, and we can do with it what we want. The greatest advice which I can offer is to be appreciative and grateful. To quote Albert Einstein, my favorite philosopher, 100 times a day, I remind myself that my inner and outer life depends on the labors of other men, living and dead, and that I must exert myself in order to give in the measure as I have received and am still receiving. Think about your friends who have shared with you and been kind to you. Think about your teachers who have pushed you and taught you and been sure to help you reach this day. Think about your life itself and the opportunities available to you, and be grateful for it all. Remember that nothing is granted, not even life, and so do not feel entitled to everything which you might desire. Be humble and respectful and appreciative, for no act of kindness and no good deed goes unnoticed. Have you ever listened to someone laughing with such force that you too started laughing? The same is true of kindness. It can be contagious. We are all looking for some path to live life and to find our places in the world. I recently stumbled upon some of the wisest words I have yet read in my life. They are, "Truth is lived, not taught." Although school has matured us and enhanced our knowledge and responsibility, we are responsible for fulfilling our potential and for dictating and attaining our own successes. Life does not just hit you in the lap. You have to get out and do something. Attack life with fire in your belly and love in your heart, with an ever-present and palpable desire to be involved in something, to be active, to enjoy yourself, and to be dedicated to it. To this end, you are what you do. Whichever path you choose, and those decisions which you make dictate who you are and your life's purpose. He who finds purpose for himself has found success in life. Finally, whether you become a clown or an accountant, you should never lose sight of that holy childishness, replete with an appreciation for everything and everyone around you, a desire to know, an imagination without bounds, and most importantly, the ability to always find humor in life. So work hard and attack life fiercely in whatever endeavor you choose, but also be silly and sentimental. Be a sober, collected, and dedicated person while not neglecting to get drunk on life. To end the speech on a joking note, I would like to tell a knock-knock joke. Albeit unorthodox and perhaps inappropriate, I would most appreciate it if the class of 2003 humored me and responded in the usual knock-knock fashion. Here we go. Knock, knock. Good. Good luck and goodbye.